Hello, greetings from SABA. The purpose of this video is to assist you as a leader for the purpose of equipping your congregation to stay connected with each other. We will provide easy solutions that will allow you to share your message directly to individual church members. We will also offer solutions that will enable you to collect tithes and offerings. We will go through a series of instructional videos which will get you up and running. They include how to sign up and get your account going, how to schedule a worship service controls, recording your service, and online giving. This video will show you how to get your account set up and running.
Hi everyone, it's Farah from Zoom. We've had a lot of requests lately to have a quick 101 starter guide on how to get started with Zoom. So I'm going to share with you today how you can sign up for your account and how you can very easily download our software. After that, I'll have a series of videos teaching you how to schedule meetings in either Outlook or Gmail, as well as how to manage participants once you're running a session. Look out for some advanced sessions coming up in the future as well. Thanks for joining. First thing we want to review today is how you can sign up for your account. You can do this very easily by heading over to zoom.us. This is our homepage, and you'll see in the upper right-hand corner that you have the ability to sign up for an account in the corner. It is completely free, and you'll just want to enter your email address in here. You can do this with your work email or a personal email address as well. Once you sign up, you will receive an email from Zoom that will allow you to finish registration, and then you can go to sign in. It's that easy. The second thing that you'll want to do is head over to our downloads page, which you can find by heading over to zoom.us/download. And you can also reach that spot by heading to the bottom of the page. You'll see a gallery where you can click download. In our download center, you will want to download our software, which is the Zoom client for meetings, as well as our add-in or plugin for Microsoft. The add-in will allow you to connect with 365, and the plugin will allow you to connect with legacy versions of Microsoft, 2016, I believe, in 2013. And then we also have the Zoom extension for browsers. If you're on Chrome or Firefox, you will want to download those as well. I'll go over our Zoom on your mobile phone in a future session as well. Go ahead and click one of the download buttons to get started. Once you have those up and running, you can sign into your extension on your browser. You can sign into your Outlook add-in, and you can also sign into the desktop client to stay live within Zoom. Follow up with my next video to see how you can schedule these meetings easily. Thanks so much for joining.
Now your account is set up. Let's schedule a worship service.
Scheduling a meeting from the Zoom web portal is quick and easy. From the Meetings tab, click the Schedule a New Meeting button. You're able to change the topic of that meeting, in addition to the date, the time, and the duration of that meeting. If it needs to occur frequently, you're able to set this as a recurring meeting and change how often it will occur. You're also able to change settings like generating a unique one-time 9-digit meeting ID or using your personal meeting ID. You're able to require a meeting password and change the video default settings for both the host and the participants in your meetings. You're also able to go further and enable join before host, muting participants upon entry, and the waiting room feature. Once you've scheduled the meeting, you're able to add it to your Google, Outlook, or Yahoo calendar, or scroll down and copy the invitation so that you can paste it and share it with anyone that will need to join your session.
Here's how you control your worship service.
Hi everyone, this is Farah from Zoom, and we are back to share with you some of the fundamental in-meeting controls once you launch your first Zoom meeting. So in order to walk you through, I will share my entire screen. We'll go through some of the options together. You should be able to see my desktop at this point, so you can see the Zoom meeting that's in here. Basic controls, you'll see muting and unmuting capability on the lower left-hand corner. If I were to click the mute button and try to speak, we will get a pop-up to alert you that you are muted, and this is what it'll look like. We can also use the up arrow here to select a different headset. So if you join a meeting and you're not hearing anything, you might want to double check and make sure that your AirPods or your headset is connected and configured in here. If it's not, you can click audio settings to get to an audio dashboard to help configure and test your equipment. You'll see the start and stop video option. So if you're a little nervous to start meeting over Zoom with your video on, you can simply click the video off button to show a profile picture if you've created one. Otherwise, I always recommend having video on so you can make eye contact with your audience. Communication is 70% body language. So being able to see all of your coworkers, counterparts, or people that you're working externally allows you to anticipate when someone might need to pause you to ask a question. You'll also be able to see if people are following along with what you're teaching them or speaking about. Same thing here, up arrow will allow you to select any camera equipment. Of course, the FaceTime video camera is built into my MacBook, so you can use that, or if you have an external camera, you can plug that in and Zoom will recognize it. Moving on, we have the ability for you to invite participants on the fly. Right now, there's nobody actually in this meeting with me, but if I wanted to invite one of my teammates, I could click this button and it would pop open a list of anyone that I am already connected to via Zoom. And it's as easy as selecting multiple participants. You'll see in this list here, it's going to show me the last 15 to 20 people I worked with before it goes into an alphabetical list. I can click multiple people and click the invite button in one shot, or I can copy the URL, which is the link to the meeting, and paste that into a group chat that we have going. You'll see across the top as well, you'll always have an option to email. If you're on our free version of Zoom, you probably won't see room systems, Zoom rooms, or phone, but you will always be able to send an email invitation out through your default email, whether it's Outlook or Gmail. You'll also see a manage participants at the bottom. So right now, this is letting us know that only one person is connected to our meeting. If I click the button, it allows me to expand to see a list of everybody that has joined. I will always be at the top of this list if I am the host, and then everybody else will show up alphabetically in this list. Folks that unmute themselves will also bubble up to the top in case I need to hover over them and click mute. When you hover over people in the meeting, you'll always have a mute option and a drop down that will give you a few additional action items. So you can mute them, you can give them host permissions, you can remove them from the meeting if they're not supposed to be there. You'll see on the bottom, I've enabled a feature that's called non-verbal feedback. We will have a follow-up video showing you how you can enable some of these advanced settings if you'd like to use them, so stay tuned for that. But this would allow my audience to say yes or no, go faster, go slower, or even raise their hand or give an applause while we're in a meeting, so we can be interactive. I love the coffee cup. If anybody in your audience selects this, that'll show up right next to your name in this participants list. And one other thing I want to point out here is the mute all button. This is sort of our emergency red button. So if you are getting any sort of background noise or audio feedback while you're in a meeting, you can always quickly hit the mute all button to just stop it while you can identify where the background noise is coming from. The more drop down here will give you a couple additional options, things like locking the meeting for security or hearing enter and exit chimes. So I will always know when somebody joins as the host because I can hear a doorbell. We'll move on to our shared content button. This is something that you'll notice everyone in your Zoom meeting has. I love this feature so much because it gives anyone the ability to share content, not just the host. By clicking the green button, I will also get a pop-up asking me what I would like to share before I share it, so you never have to worry about sharing your messy desktop. Clicking this button, you'll see the pop-up on my screen here. I can select a specific desktop. For example, you can see my cluttered desktop over here. I will not share with you, but I can choose a clean desktop. I can choose a specific application like just a web browser or just a PowerPoint presentation. And of course, if you want to share a video on YouTube, you'll want to select that button and make sure you're clicking share computer sound and optimizing the video clip for your audience before you hit the blue share button, and then that will go live for everyone on the other end. I'll go ahead and hit the stop share button now to show you 2 or 3 features that can piggyback off of this. Let me go back to my main desktop. Once we are in shared mode, you'll notice an annotation tool. If you're the host, this bar will show up at the top with a pen tool. If you're a participant, you'll see at the top, it should say whoever the host is sharing, there should be a little drop down that says more options. If you click more options, that will bring you to your pen tool. If you don't see this for whatever reason on your screen when you are live in a meeting, you may need to hit the escape button because you might be in full screen mode. But with annotation, it'll expand into a toolkit that I can use to use a spotlight tool. I can also use it to draw shapes on my screen, and also I can just freeform anything as well. So I can say hello from Denver and draw that on here as well. So this is something that anyone in your audience, not just the host, can be annotating live while you're sharing content. So if you have questions, you can circle and say, what kind of plant is this? And I'll be able to answer that question for you. The host will also be able to clear the drawing, and the host can also use their more options to basically disable annotation for guests when they're in the meeting. You'll see disable attendee annotation. You can also see who's drawing on your screen, which is a pretty cool feature. Now, if you want to restrict others in the audience from sharing their content and make it host only, you can simply leverage the up arrow, which is right here at the bottom of my screen. You'll see this up arrow lets me go into advanced sharing, and this pop-up will allow me to make it a host only share. So this will restrict users from sharing anything out of turn that might be distracting. I'm going to go ahead and put this back onto all participants while we move to the next feature, which is in meeting chat. So if you're in a meeting and you want to chat with everyone, you can click this chat button here. You'll get a little pop-out window, and I can say hello to the audience. I can post a link to zoom.us or even to our support page. And if I want to, if there were other folks joining in this meeting, where it says everyone would be a drop down where I could simply select one other person to privately chat with. Love this feature a lot. Highly recommend testing it before you go into a live meeting, testing it with your friends or colleagues. And you'll see here that I can also merge this to my meeting window by using the triple ellipses here. And so I can have a dashboard on the right-hand side, letting me control my audience as well as chat with them at the same time. And I think the final feature that we'll review on this recording before we go into our advanced would be the ability for you to record a session. So I've already started recording, so it shows my only options are to pause the recording or stop the recording outright. Now, if I wasn't recording, I'd have a circle that would allow me to initiate the record. I'd like to note out here that only the host of the meeting has permission to record. If you are a free user, you will be able to record directly on your laptop. If you are a licensed user, you will be able to record out to the cloud, which is what I'm doing now. So this recording will come up with a link that I can share with others when it's done. Last but not least, don't forget to end the meeting. When you're done with a meeting, you'll get a pop-up allowing you to leave if you need to head out early, or end the meeting for everybody. We are always going to recommend that you make sure you end the meeting for everyone so you can go start your next meeting. Thank you again for watching this recording. I hope you learned a little bit about some of the basic controls when you start your first Zoom meeting. Let us know your feedback and stay tuned for advanced settings when you're in a meeting. Also have some recordings for reviewing Zoom on your mobile phone coming out shortly. Thanks again and happy Zooming.
You have the option to record your worship service.
Recording a Zoom meeting is a simple process. Just select the record icon at the bottom of your Zoom meeting window. Zoom offers 2 options for recording. Record to this computer will save the file locally on your computer in an MP4 format, while recording to the cloud will save directly to Zoom's website and is optimal if you plan to share the recording later. If you do not see an option here, you are likely recording directly to your computer. Unless you're recording automatically, select your option to begin recording your meeting. Once you're recording, you can pause or stop the recording at any point during the Zoom meeting. Once you end the session, there will be a brief conversion process where you will see the recorded file is completed. If you are recording locally to your computer, the recorded file will be accessible from your Documents folder in a subfolder called Zoom. If you're having trouble accessing this folder, simply navigate to your Zoom client, select Meetings, Recorded, and locate the file. You'll have several options for the file you wish to locate. You can play the video, play audio only, open the file, or delete the file. If you record it to the cloud, selecting Open will redirect you to your Zoom web account, where you will have additional options such as sharing your cloud recording with others via a shareable URL.
The second part of this video will cover online giving.
Hi there. In this video, I'll walk you through step-by-step how to sign up your organization for Givelify so you can start receiving mobile and online donations. You'll start by visiting the website givelify.com, and at the top right, you'll see a link for Sign Up. If your organization is a place of worship, you will want to click on Sign Up My Organization underneath the left-hand column for places of worship. If you are a 501c3 charitable nonprofit, you'll want to click Sign Up My Organization under Charitable Nonprofits. I'm going to start by clicking on Sign Up My Organization. And the first step is to search for your organization by telephone number. Enter your phone number and click Find Now. If your organization's phone number is not in our database, you can search by name. So you will enter the name of your organization and the city and state, and click Find Now. Scroll through the list of results until you find your organization, and click Sign Up Now. If your organization is not found in our database, you can click on Sign Up Manually. Since I'm signing up a non-existent or demonstration organization, I will show you how to sign up manually should you need to do so. You'll start by entering the name of your organization, the phone number, and address. Then click on Next Step. Here you're establishing yourself as the Givelify account owner. Whether you're a lead officer or administrative staff, you will select the appropriate button and title for yourself, and enter your name and your direct phone number. Now, this phone number must be different from the phone number of your organization. So you can use your cell phone number, landline phone, and what have you. This phone number is not displayed in the app to your donors. It is simply for communication with you directly. You'll also enter your email address and establish a password. You will then click the checkboxes indicating you are an authorized official of the organization and you agree to the terms and conditions. Click on Sign Up Now. Next, you will need to check your email address for an activation link. This ensures that we have the correct email address for you. Once you've received the email and clicked on the activation link, you will then return to givelify.com and click on Login at the top right corner of your screen and enter the email address and password that you created and click Officer Sign In. There are 3 pieces of information you'll need to provide in order to set up your account. You will need to enter your federal tax ID or EIN number, your employer identification number. This is what's registered with the IRS. You will also need to add banking information, including your checking, routing, and account number, and a photo or scan of a voided check, as well as legal representation information. This is required by federal law. To start, click on Begin Step 1. Your legal name will already appear. You will then enter your EIN or tax ID. Your telephone number is pre-populated, and you'll need to add the year your organization was established, and optionally put in the URL or address of your website. Your address will be pre-populated. We also ask that you provide your congregation size and enter your denomination. You can do that by starting to type the name of a denomination, and a list will populate with variations of that denomination, and you'll just click on the name of the denomination that your organization identifies with. Now, this does not apply for nonprofits, so for charities, you will not be shown this step. You can also enter in your social media accounts. Facebook, you will need to add the entire URL, starting with the HTTPS www.facebook.com/ the name of your organization. You can also enter in your Twitter handle and your Instagram handle. Click on Save and Submit, and you'll be taken to a confirmation screen. Again, we will need to verify this information. The verification process takes 1 to 2 business days, and you'll receive an email notification when that verification is completed. And at that point, you would log back into your Givelify account and click on Continue Step 2. This is where you would enter in the routing number and account number for your checking account. It's important to note that we do not accept personal accounts, and you want to upload your photo or scan of a voided check by clicking on Choose File and locating the file that you wish to upload. It's important to note that we do not accept starter checks, temporary checks, or deposit tickets, or you can upload a bank verification letter which you would request from your bank. Confirm your billing address and click Save and Continue. You can then enter the legal representative or principal agent information. This is required by federal law under the Patriot Act, and it requires any person or entity wishing to set up a bank account to provide this information. This person could be, if you were a church, your senior pastor, treasurer. If you're a nonprofit, it could be your CFO, a board member, or anyone else who helps oversee your organization. Enter in that person's title, their first and last name, their physical address. You'll also need to provide that person's phone number, their date of birth, and their social security number. Then click on Save and Complete. That information is now saved. Keep in mind that the bank verification process can take up to 5 business days. While that's being processed, any donations received during that time will be manually dispersed into your account within 3 to 5 business days. Once account setup is complete, you'll receive an email notification that your organization is now set up to receive automatic next business day deposits. Thanks for watching, and if you have any further questions, you can always contact us at support.givelify.com.
Continue on to get connected. This video will be shared with your members and churchgoers. This will allow them to join your worship service and give online. Thank you.